And so thank you all for tuning into this live. Like I said, I like to give TikTok some time to have everyone come on. And so if this is your first time on my channel, seeing my face, hearing my voice, and you see something in the title that talks about insulin resistance or weight loss, and you like, let me see what this person is talking about. Let's see what they, what dream they gonna be selling me today. Well, that is definitely not the case. On social media, I go by Insulin Coach Chrissy or just Coach Chrissy. So I am an insulin coach. What that means is I teach you about the hidden sugars in our food. When it comes to just carbs and calculating that, when it comes to the sugars and, even what high protein means to a person who is insulin resistant, and how we can manipulate these different things that we eat, and our calories, and how we consume our calories to make us stay on track to having a weight loss result that we want. I just posted in my Facebook community about discipline, and that it's not about discipline, it's not about willpower, it's about changing your strategy. It's about changing your health goal to fit your lifestyle. And so one thing that I've learned just by speaking with a few handfuls of you ladies now on my free insulin insight calls is a lot of the frustration and a lot of the starting something and then falling back out of it, or not being able to keep up with the habits and the different things you set forth. A lot of the reason comes from how you change to eat, how you change to get movement, exercise, whatever you wanted to call it. It was set around having a perfect schedule and a perfect life and a perfect stress pattern or a perfect sleep pattern, or a perfect stress level in your life. That was the word. So when you sit down to do something different, okay, you want to lose weight, maybe you have gotten the diagnosis for PCOS, so you feel absolutely horrible. Maybe you are pre-diabetic, maybe you do have pre-diabetes, or maybe you just like, hey, I'm 36. Maybe you just like, hey, I'm 36 and I have a lot more goals and ambitions that I want to see, in myself and bring to my community and my family. And I can't do this in the next, if I'm looking projected out the next 20 years, I'll be 56. If I stay on this trajectory of, the way I'm eating and the way I'm moving and the way I'm taking care of my health, I'm going to feel like a not healthy 80-year-old. You see the New Year's coming up. This is a time where maybe you feel like, okay, this week was perfect. This week was perfect. I was able to write down my goals of how I want to come into the new year, what I want to do. And so you sit down, and I used to do this over and over and over again, you guys. This is how I used to do it, and I could not stick to anything. So I'm actually speaking from my personal experience. So this is not to bash you or critique you. This is saying this is just how the mind works. And it wasn't until I had this another aha moment and changed it to where now I've lost 45 pounds so far naturally, when I wasn't able to lose over 20 pounds. So you sit down with this perfect week. It's the normal stress that we all deal with as adults. Is the normal, day to day that we all deal with as adults. And maybe it's that week that is actually not a busy week. It's actually not a week that had a lot of unforeseen occurrences come in. It's a week where Murphy was not banging at your door. I don't know if y'all know about Murphy's Law, but that's like anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And so Murphy's not banging at your door. Everything is 100% like smooth sailing. So you sit down and you make your little list. You got your one. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to get up 30 minutes early. or an hour early to meal prep. I'm going to start going to the gym 2 to 4 times a week. I'm going to, actually start putting in a weightlifting training or a strength training. I'm going to start, taking up this yoga class or this Pilates class. Like, I'm going to start getting up early enough so I can meditate and I can have time with God. Like, all of these different things that you're doing, I'm gonna start making more time. Every Saturday I'm gonna have a girls' day or a self-care day, where I take myself out on a solo day, or I do something with the girls, or if you're married, I do something with my husband. Like, because you're planning in this week that is just perfect, right? This week is just stress-free. And I don't know what it is. That week allows you to probably do everything on your list maybe for 2 weeks. You like, okay, I'm in a groove of things. Okay, I'm in my second class. I'm in a groove of things. And then the next 3rd week, 4th week, it's like everything going downhill. Your family members calling, stressing you out. Somebody need some money, so you like, oh man, well, I was gonna do this with it for the Saturday day, but I just go ahead and give it to them. Your car is messing up, so now the 2 to 4 days that you had scheduled, a week, you ain't able to get there. Thank you so much for the likes. You ain't able to get there, but you already had to prepay for your month, so now that's just money wasted because you're not able to get to the gym. And what else? You said that you was gonna wake up and meditate and pray and get that time to God, but you were so stressed out, you overslept, or when you got up, it was an emergency. Your house is flooding, the pipes didn't bust, so now you done got up and actually in a state of chaos, then in a state of relax and meditation. You done got up in a whole opposite way. You definitely ain't thinking about no meal prepping because you trying to stop the water from flooding on your floor. And for the next, about that 3rd week, for the next probably month, it's just one thing after another, one thing after another. As soon as the 2 weeks before, you see those 2 weeks pass and you like, okay, girl, you on your grind, you being, consistent, you at the gym, you doing everything you said on your list, everything is going smoothly, like you giving yourself a pat on the back. I know it was gonna be different, I knew it was gonna be different this time, and then now, boom, that happened. Murphy is at the door. Murphy is in your home. So remember, Murphy is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's law just it made itself comfortable on your couch. So now the next weeks to probably about 2 months now in, it's just chaotic. The paper that you was writing everything down on, you don't even know. Like, you don't know where it's at. It's probably didn't got washed in the laundry somewhere. It probably got swept up and thrown away. It's didn't grew dust. The meal prep containers that you done bought from Amazon, they've been washed and put up for months now. You ain't even seen them. That was just money wasted because you ain't Bitmo got them cute containers down to use them at all. Like, life just life. They calling you at the gym like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Just wanted to know because, we used to you checking in. Now you done checked in like 8 to 10 times consistently, and then now you done just been MIA, so they checking, doing a wellness checkup call to make sure that you okay, and you like, yeah, I'm fine, life just been hectic, I ain't been able to get in there, but the new year's coming back around, so I'm getting some things settled in my life, and I'll definitely be back for the new year. Like, this is the plan. So this month, you probably like, I need to get this situated. I need to get this situated because next year I'm getting back onto doing what I was doing. Why? Because it felt so good. You felt the change. In that 2 weeks, you felt the change in your body. You felt the energy change. Even if the size or your weight didn't change, you felt it internally. And so that's something you really want to get back to because that's something you enjoy. And so now you're trying to see, I got to get some stuff cleared out in my life. I got to get some stuff organized because I want to go back to doing the things that make me feel good. And also is, checking off the future plans that I have for myself, right? So that's all understandable. But what I've learned just from constantly falling into this loop, fighting the air, wanting to pull my hair out, is that I just had to expect Murphy. And not even Murphy, like, because we learn not to expect bad things. Like, you want to be positive. You want to expect positivity. You want to expect abundance and everything like that in your life, right? So you don't really want to expect or plan for bad. You want to expect good. So I would say discipline, and that's why I say discipline and willpower don't work. I hear so many fitness and wellness gurus shoot people down for not being disciplined enough. Oh, you're just not disciplined enough. That is like, it's gaslighting. It's the worst thing I feel like that somebody can tell somebody, because for one, you don't know what week or month this person has had in their life. You have no clue. You have no clue that this person was disciplined, but they was disciplined to get their family settled. They was disciplined to get this water up off their floor for pipe being busted. They was disciplined to work some extra shifts because they got to get some done to their car that was an unexpected expense. Like, they've been disciplined. And so when people say like you're just not being disciplined enough, like I said, I just feel like that's like fitness, health and wellness gaslighting. It is just the worst thing you could tell somebody, because you're basically telling this person they're not doing enough, which that's 100% wrong. Like, they're doing everything they can do at the moment. And what was set forth, if you said, oh, I want to go to the gym 2 to 4 times a week, that just wasn't in the plans when emergencies come up and things that you have to do. Like, that's life. That's what's called adulting. Like, we know that as soon as we make, like I said, this plan for ourselves, everything that can go wrong, like, does go wrong, is really expected. At this, like, in my life, it's expected at this point. And so now what I try to get people to understand is to make a plan around your life. Don't try to have your life fit around your plan. And so having the free calls, you know, and speaking to a lot of ladies, I hear that when they are on their fitness journey, when it's working, their life is pretty much as perfect at that moment as it can be. And when I say perfect, I mean the stress, the unforeseen occurrences, everything is like at a normal. There's hardly any unforeseen occurrences. If there is, it's like, oh, I can get that done within an hour. It's not a week's long thing. The stress level is normal. Everything is kind of normal, moving along in a day to day. Like, you're able to get into a routine of things. Where the fallout starts to happen is when the routine of things have to change because of life. You know, family members need a place to stay. So now they in the living room. So now you used to do your workout. Hey, Dominique. So now you used to do your workout in the living room, but they in the living room. So you can't do your workouts. You know, you was meal prepping and all of that, but now you took over some extra expenses somewhere else. So you ain't meal prepped, or you worked, you know, longer at work. Your work schedule didn't change. So now you can't take that food, or that food is going bad before you even had the chance to even get to it. So things are changing. You know, you might be in a process of moving. You're moving from one location to another location. So everything is up. Your little pretty Amazon containers, you know, your smoothie cups, everything, your yoga mats, like everything you done bought is packed up. So it's like, I can't get to it because it's packed up. I'm in the process of packing so I can move. So now a month then passed, 2 months then passed, because maybe you move in 60 days. You haven't been able to get the things that makes you feel that motivation. You haven't been able to get to the place to do your workouts. And so now, of course, your health is going to always show what you are being more consistent in. So that's why I always say, you know, it's not about perfection, it's about progression. And it's not what you do all the time, it's what you do most of the time. And most of the time is 80%. So your results are going to start showing what you're doing at 80% of the time. And so when we take a step back to look at our life and to look at what is what can I do in spite if this happens? If I have people come and stay in the living room, if I'm in the midst of moving and everything is packed up, if I have car troubles and I can't get to the jail, if I have children and all of a sudden the babysitter now and got sick, so she can't keep the kids for me to get to where I want to get to or do what I need to do. How can I still do the things that I need to do without a vehicle, without meal prep containers, without gym memberships? How can I still move forward in my weight loss journey without a TV? Like I said, maybe your house flooded and now they shorted out the TV and you just don't have that extra expense to replace the TV. Just wasn't in your budget that week, or was it in your budget that month? Bills coming up, we got holidays coming up, you purchasing a TV wasn't in the plans. That's normal stuff, you know, like that's what happens, you know, and it's just like, dang it, it's not in the plans this week. But we have to keep going. And so I would say, this is what I want to say to you, because the new year is coming. You're probably already like looking at different things and saying, you know what, the new year is coming, I'm about to make these plans on what I can do. So this is the 3 things that I will give you. Sorry, I don't know why yeah but these are the 3 plans, the 3 things or steps that I would give you when you are making your New Year's resolution when it comes to your health. And so, 1, I want you to focus on progression over perfection. I know that you want to cut pop, sugar, bread, red meat, sweets, fast food, listen, crumble cookie, Chipotle, wine, alcohol, period. I know that you like coming into the new year wanting to cut all of that stuff. Like, you're just done with it, right? I want to just hear me out. Just hear me out. I know 100% that you can cut all of that stuff. Like, I know 100% you can cut all of that stuff. And I know 100% if you're looking at how things are moving right now in your life, it's going to be easy for you to cut all that stuff because you have gotten things set up that in your house, in your day to day, that you love. But I would say let's have a plan B. The plan A is wonderful. So I would love if you will cut all of that stuff, because that's a wonderful plan. Can we have a backup plan? And can we have the backup plan not feel like a backup plan? So can we say, this is my plan A. Let's say this is my plan A point. This is my plan A 2.0. And so we have our plan A. Let's not even make it a plan B, because that already puts it in second place. Let's do a plan A, and then let's do a plan A 2.0. And so the A 2.0 is the plan that if everything goes awry, this is the one thing that I want to focus on. And so, like, for me, for instance, I'll give you a real life example. I will want to cut a lot of different things out of my diet. I do. But I just don't. I guess I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I have the plans every year, and I'm working towards it. I'm doing my progression. But I say, hey, I really want to start limiting, for example, how many times a week that I do consume a higher carb food. So say this week, I don't know, for some reason, I only got higher carb foods in my refrigerator. I'm not able to get out. Like, this is just a week. This is just what my body is going to, and I'm just going to let my body do what it do. But I'll say, at the base level, it can't have any added sugar. So it can have sugar in there, the natural sugars that come with it, like a tomato sauce. But where it says added sugar in there, it can't have none. So my plan A is to not have anything really with sugar, to not have any high carbs, to have low carb, no sugar, no this. Like, that's my plan A. But my plan A 2.0 is to say, if it don't have any added sugar, I'm still good. This is what I have to work with. And so I'm going to make this, I'm not going to feel guilty for eating this thing because it's still in my plans. So for movement, my plan A is I want to start increasing, my walk time. And I want to start adding in strength training consistently. And so it's not no heavy lifting. It's just a little strength training a couple of times a week. My plan A 2.0 is to move every single day. Even if I don't get to do my strength training that week, the 2 weeks, or that month, I'm going to make sure that I at least still be consistent with cardio. I still be consistent with moving. I still have my watch on around the house, because moving does not mean treadmill. Moving just means I need to move more around the house, get a couple of extra steps in. I have a Fitbit watch, but you guys can, download an app. Most of them are free on your phone, just to count your steps. And so that's my plan 2.0. I would like to do my strength training. I've been having a strength training on my to-do list for probably about 2 to 3 months now, like no lie. But it's been something where I cannot get consistent in it. But consistently, I can do my cardio. Consistently, I can get my steps in. And so that's what I focus on. And I don't beat myself up for not doing the strength training those 2 times a week, because this is still a plan 2.0. So I still know I'm doing something for my health. So this is what I say. This is called progression over perfection. Your perfection is your 2.0. I mean, is your A. Whatever you think, whatever is considered perfection in your head. I can't give you what perfection means, because perfection is made up from all type of things. It's made up from what people have told us, or our family has told us what perfection is. It's made up from what we see on social media that has told us what perfection is. It's made up over our old middle school and high school pictures of what perfection is. It's made up over the girl who was, that all the guys liked and got everything that we want to, imaginarily now compete with in our head, because we don't even know this person no more. Like, they, we all growing on our own and haven't seen these people in decades, but we are now having this bit of, she had the perfect, body. She had the perfect smile. She had the perfect energy. She had the perfect personality. And so now this is made of perfection. So I don't know your life and all of your influences. So I can't tell you what your idea of perfection is to you, because you may be getting information from a lot of different sources, right? But the 2 points, so you make your A list of your perfection, whatever that looks like to you. 2.0 is being a little bit realistic with yourself. And not saying that you're unrealistic, but it's saying to get your average. So if you look at the last 6 months, because a month to month basis it changed, but let's say the last 6 months, because you might can't think about the whole year, because like we're almost through with this year. Thinking about the whole year might be a lot, but just think about the last 6 months. Think about the average on how many times did you have unforeseen occurrences? How many times was your energy low and you just didn't feel like it? How many times you had muscle cramps, or your sciatic nerve was messing up, or something was going on to where you really just couldn't work out, or things like that? How many times did you reach in the refrigerator and you had something to make you feel good about the choice that you was picking? See how many times on average that happened within the last 6 months. If you can't think about the last 6 months of that, think about the last 90 days of that. Okay, so that's your average. If your average is most of the time, this is what your refrigerator looks like. Because plan A, we throw out everything in our refrigerator and we just start over with like all the green goddess leaf, spinach, salad. Like we just go in, right? But our plan A 2.0, know that we got some chicken in there that we really want to fry. Know that we got some potatoes in there that we want to cut up and eat. Know that when we look in our freezer, we probably got some mozzarella cheese sticks. We probably got the refrigerator got some old leftover Chipotle or some old leftover some spaghetti or something in there that we want to chow down on. So 2.0, how do we make those things work to still fit into our goals and get our results? So that's step one. I know I spent a long time on step one, but I just wanted to give you guys the foundation so we know. So step now two. Step now two is to, I'm thinking about these, y'all, as I go along. But step two is to, like I said, think about the average and now make adjustments for that. Say, okay, this is the average, and now I want to do a 1% better. So it's to really set a realistic time frame. What I call it is, I call it TOP. Test it, observe it, and pivot. And so step two is whatever you just did in step one. And you like, I really just don't keep things in here that I really can grab and feel healthy with my choices. Like, I'm testing to just leave it as is, and now I'll observe that I don't have anything that in here that I can reach for. Like, everything that I have is really spiking my insulin levels, is keeping this excess fat on my body that I don't want, is keeping me from losing weight, is making my energy levels low. Like, I've observed this. Now it's time to pivot. It's time to go forward 1% and say, okay, I'm about to make the change, but the change is only going to be a 1% change. So now that 1% change maybe looks like, instead of having the spaghetti already combined, maybe the 1% is, I'm going to have meat with the spaghetti sauce in a bowl without the noodles. So therefore, if I really am trying to stick with this week of making good choices and trying to limit my carbs, I know that I can pick this out and it doesn't have the noodles in there. So you didn't throw anything out. You really didn't even make, like, it wasn't drastic, but it's going to make a drastic result. So don't let anybody tell you that, oh, that's not nothing, girl. You should just need to quit just eating meat all the way together. It's just horrible for you. Blah, 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 blah. Now, it works for people. It works for a lot of people. And that might be something that you're getting ready to, that may be a goal of yours by the end of 2025, that you do want to eliminate meat. It's up to you. It's your goal. But I don't think that that's the 1%. The 1% is starting to eliminate more of the carbs. Because I would tell you, from a person who was vegan for 4 years, I was vegan for 4 years. A lot of the meat that I once consumed, when that meat got taken away and I did not consume that meat anymore, I replaced it with carbs. And so, no, I wasn't eating a cheeseburger, but yes, I was making extra pieces of toast, Texas toast. No, I wasn't eating whatever, some chicken wings, but yes, give me extra sauce with the spaghetti noodles, like pile it on with the bread. So I was consuming those carbs to get me full, because protein makes you full. That's the whole thing of protein. Thank you so much. Say, showing love and support, we all need it. Yes, thank you so much. Love and support to you as well. And Dominique, who stopped by, if you still here, you are amazing as well. But yeah, so I was replacing that. And so this is not to say that if you are a person who want to stop eating meat, whatever, like don't do that. That's horrible. It's just saying, let's lay down the groundwork. Let's lay down the foundation. So is that, if that is your result, you won't feel tempted to replace the fullness that you will get from the meat, from the protein, with the fullness that you're going to get from eating carbs. So like now we're working through finding the different vegetables, the low carb vegetables, the things like that, because also we don't want to go into the high carb foods and the high sugar content fruits either. So like that's the foundation. But I mean, like I said, that's just if you was a person who wanted to stop eating meat. You might be like, girl, that ain't what I want to do. Okay, but still, like I was saying with the spaghetti, that's a 1% change. And so the number 2 thing was test, observe, pivot. Once you have your plan A 2.0, you testing it out. You observing what didn't work, what you could possibly change that's not going to be, a big leap, and you're gonna make that change and pivot. The number 3 thing, sorry you guys, like I said, I'm thinking about this on top of my head and I just lost my train of thought. Sorry you guys. The number 3 thing, what we have talked about this whole entire live, is to make your goals around your lifestyle. Do not, I repeat, do not make your lifestyle around your goals, because for some reason when we are in the mood to write goals and plan goals is when our stress level is down. It's when we can really focus on what we trying to do for the future, what we want to better with, what we want to improve on, what we say, okay, we want to change this new year. And so it always happens in a week where everything is really going smoothly. And we start making those goals based off that night, based off that day, based off that week. Oh yeah, like now I got a little bit of help. If you got children, I got a little bit more help with the kids. Like the chick, like she cool. I'm so glad she came into my life. I'm able to get like that one day a week of free time now. Or I found a new daycare. Like they are, awesome. They stay open late. So now I'm able to leave from work and go to the gym after work if that's how your schedule works. And like I'm so glad that this gym, stays like this or is open like this. And so we might be writing down, all of these plans, and it be feeling like the world just comes against us. It's like the enemy just comes to attack. Like as soon as we in the groove, like we getting off of work, dropping the kids off, going to the gym, doing our little treadmill thing. Okay, we starting to, search online, and we might be on Shein, honey. We might be on Shein, we might be on Temu, we might be on one of them Amazon, looking up the little workout fits. Okay, I'm about to be a workout girly for 2025. I'm stepping in. Let me get my workout gear to going. You get a notice from the daycare. Yes, starting January 1st or December 1st, like we are no longer going to be able to open late. Rules and guidelines have changed. We are now going to have to close by 5 o'clock. So now it's like, wow. As soon as I was getting into the groove, I got all these freaking fitness Amazon clothes coming. What am I going to do? It's like everything just throws us off our path, right? And so I feel like we have to look at our life now and say, if I don't have any help, if I don't have a vehicle, if I don't have any money to be like extra money to toss everything out of my refrigerator and start over a whole new grocery. Maybe you have a grocery budget and you just don't have the extra in your grocery budget to be able to purchase food for family and all of this healthy, lifestyle change food for you. And so how can you make what you will make for your family, if you have a family, what you will make, how would you be able to tweak that to where it will still fit your goals? Whether that's like, me, it's low carb. I tell you guys low carb. I tell you guys high protein. And I tell you guys to have more low glycemic index foods. And so if you're cooking something, how do I make this food higher protein, lower glycemic index? That means it has a low sugar content, and then also low carb. without it affecting my family. They could still have their stuff and then I'll have my stuff, but it's made out of theirs. You see what I'm saying? It's not a completely you buying basically two loads or 2 trips of groceries when like groceries is high. Everything is expensive, y'all, because we already said in 2025 we trying to get more intentional about our money, more intentional about our savings, more intentional about our spending. And so with that, we can't have a contradicting goal of where it's like giving ourselves an excuse of saying, well, I wanted to be more conscious about my spending, but this is for my health. So if you order online like me, I'll be baby Walmart delivering, add it to the cart. If you picking out groceries, okay, Dad, okay, what's that called? Shamashu, plus protein and probiotic. Oh, let me grab that in the cart. All this stuff, honey, you grab it. Oh, what did this say? Extra muscle growth and collagen and works good with suppressing the appetite. Oh, let me try that. So now your groceries that you didn't got for the household, your groceries you didn't got for a week went up from $200 to $500 because you got $300 worth of probiotic, good health, appetite suppressing, plus collagen, prebiotic, muscle mass growth, strength food in your cart, right? Listen, let me tell on myself for a little bit. So I'm being mindful on that because once I started to make this change, like I said, losing 45 pounds, and a lot of people are like, well, what do you buy? What do you eat? Should I get this? And it's literally the things, it's like you don't know that you sitting on your blessing. Your blessing and what you need is already in your refrigerator. It's just the way that you're preparing it, it works against you instead of with you. And so that's what I learned, how to use the things that I already have that fits in my budget to work with me instead of against me. And so a lot of stuff that I used to buy, I have something in my house called my health cabinet because I've just spent so much money. I actually refuse to throw the stuff away. When I say this stuff is growing dust, when I say this stuff probably is expired, but I just spent $40 on 10 capsules, just like stuff like that. Like they said that this is gonna work. This is the one. You gotta have this if you ain't got nothing else. So I go buy it because I just knew I gotta have this. I ain't got nothing else. This is the what I've been missing, right? This laugh all in my face. This is what I've been missing, right? Only to get it and it don't really work with my body. My life is hectic. I got a laundry list of stuff to do every single day, and taking that capsule that was created from a 150-year-old man that climbed Mount Everest and found a rock that was majestical, and he cut it open, and when he cut it open, seeds came out, and the seeds he put in his pocket, and on the way down the mountain he tumbled down the mountain and it fell into a pot of mud, but the pot of mud was also majestic. And so now this is what the capsules is made out of, and it was only a handful of them ever made, and to get these is so precious that if you got them in your lifetime, you blessed. And this is what we missing because this is so out of reach that the masses can't have it, and they won't tell you that this is the secret of why the weight won't get off. And if you get these, your weight gonna drop off, right? So I get some. Add to cart. Baby, the 150-year-old man majestic vitamins, the growing dust. Growing dust. And so it was really me buying the 98-cent zucchini instead of $40 pills or vitamins that work, you know, because all these vitamins and supplements. Hopefully I'm not the only one who got a whole cabinet full of vitamins and supplements. Don't leave me out there alone, y'all. But it was really just seeing, how do you eat on a regular basis? How can you, you know, get in there and change some stuff around to make it fit your goals? And so while you're making your goals and you're thinking about your plan A, your plan A 2.0, also think about, is this realistic for me? Am I about to go out and blow a bag on all of these things that actually I have to change now my whole lifestyle and the way I do things to make sure that I'm even doing this? Like, I remember once getting up and having to take I think I was at about 8 to 10 different supplements I was taking per day. Excuse me. These are supplements and vitamins, so things that are healthy, not prescribed by a doctor. And I even had like a pill organizer, and I would get up and I would take all this because I was told that this is what you need to keep things going, and this is like what you should be doing in your lifestyle. And it also, like I said, influences. So I'm seeing the girlies, the health girlies, they get up and they take them a handful of vitamins and supplements. So I'm thinking this is what I should be doing too. I didn't counter in that I don't like to take medicine. And I know this is not medicine, it's supplements. I don't like to take anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't factor in that. I didn't factor in, sometimes I hate huge pills, you know, them horse pills. I didn't factor in that I really hate horse pills, and if I gotta take it, I'm probably not. I didn't factor in just how sensitive my body was and my stomach was, and some things just make me so sick I can't take them. Like, they just won't settle right on my stomach. I didn't factor in that. And then also, if I'm having to get up and do this every day, I know it's a vitamin or a supplement, but having to get a pill organizer put me in a state of mind of all of my elders who actually get up. I think my grandmother takes like 10 to 15 pills a day. Hers are prescribed, but this still is, I'm getting up taking all of this stuff every single day. And so that didn't last long, because I was trying to change my whole lifestyle and also change the things that I like and dislike to start this new thing and implement it. It did not work for long. I could not be consistent in it. So when you tell yourself that you're having a hard time being consistent, you're having a hard time being disciplined, you don't have willpower, I want to try to change your thought process around that. Instead of like telling yourself you need this, and you don't have this, and this is why it's not working, try to tell yourself, like, I actually have everything I need, and really once I figure out a way that works best for me, it's gonna work. So I hope that this helps you all for today. I've been on here for a while. Thank you so much for the likes. The next time, I love y'all.